Hello, I'm Stephen Cooley and welcome to the Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show. And once again, I have the lovely Julie Storm with me on the show today. Thank you for being on the show, Julie. Wanted to just bring up and chat a little bit about HOAs, which is homeowner associations. Most neighborhoods have them. Some are active, very active. Some are not active. Some have just let them fall by the wayside.
Well, that's a very important thing, I think.
It is, and you really, you need to read those restrictions before you move into a neighborhood, because some of these neighborhoods don't allow things that you may be moving into town. And really, it's a buyer beware state, in the fact that it's up to the buyer to get those restrictions and ask for them either through their realtor, contact the HOA in the neighborhood you're buying, or ask the closing attorney, which will be a little too late,
Yeah.
Because you'll be at closing, on what those restrictions say, and just taking home a copy and read them. Some of these restrictions say that you can not have a fence, or you can have a fence, or the type of fence. Some of them say you can have one pet, but not 3 or 4. Some said that you can't even park a car in your driveway with a logo on the car unless you pulled it in the garage. Some of them say you can't park a boat in the driveway. Most of them say you can't alter the house without getting architectural approval. And so if you're buying a home and you're thinking about making changes to it from the outside, you will probably have to get an architectural approval committee, which is made up of your neighborhoods. So people really need to pay a lot of attention to that. Some of the restrictions now, a neighborhood 10, 15, 20 years ago probably got 10, 15 page restrictions. New neighborhoods, the restrictions are 40 to 80 pages thick.
Wow.
And they apply to every single person who buys in the neighborhood. And once or twice a year, someone calls me out to sell a home because they are disagreeing with what the restrictions say, or the neighbors are complaining and saying you can't do this based on the restrictions. So you definitely want to pay attention to that. And the other thing I'd like to offer, if they live within a 75-mile radius of our market, which is our market, Rock Hill, Fort Mill, Clover, South Charlotte. If you're having a HOA meeting, I personally would be happy to come and speak at that meeting. I've done that 2 or 3 times here recently, and the residents have told me it was extremely valuable information. We can tell the residents, I can summarize the restrictions. I'm not an attorney, but I can tell them some things in there that they may want to focus on. I can tell them some things they can do to the neighborhood to improve home prices and home values. And we can tell them where their neighborhood was, where it sank to in the crash, where it's back to per square foot. They had some great questions. The last one I did, should I put in granite countertops? Should I do this? Should I do that? And that's so dependent on what your neighbors are doing, because appraisals, the value of your home is what your neighbors are selling their homes for.
You don't want to go out and completely redo the house over to the point of everybody else in the neighborhood, because then you're not going to.
Yeah, one of the residents raised their hand and said, I'm about to put in a $75,000 kitchen, but we may be moving next year. And I was able to tell that resident, you're probably going to get $15,000 or $20,000 back for that kitchen, because your neighbors haven't done that type of kitchen.
Right.
So we're happy to go out and speak at HOA meetings. We will even bring some refreshments and provide refreshments for them. HOA meetings are best held very close to the neighborhood. So if there's a community center, a church, or anything like that with a conference room, they're usually happy to lend that to the neighborhood. But I'd recommend the meetings be as close to the neighborhood as you can get them. If you got a clubhouse or something like that, and then we can come in and we can give just a market update, and also we will study the neighborhood on things that they can do to maybe help as a group their home prices go up. If they'd like us to attend it, just call our office number 803-985-1240 and let them know that you're interested in Stephen coming and speaking at an HOA meeting. Let us know where it's at and the time, and then we will be happy to come and speak at those.
Well, given all your vast knowledge, I think there might be some younger folks that might be thinking about, wonder if real estate would be a great career. How about career days at school?
Yeah, absolutely. I love doing those. Julie, when I got into business at 21, I had $200 to my name, and I knew no one in this town. And the town certainly has been kind to me, but when I was 24, I was the #1 realtor in the area. And so in those 3 years, I was able to build a big real estate business. And I think it's an incredible business for certain people. So I'd also like to offer, if your school, your kid's school is having a career day, I'll be happy to come and speak at the career day and tell my success story on how good real estate's been to me, the good parts about it, the bad parts about it, and share it with the young folks in case they want to get into the business. It's a great business to get in young. Average age of someone getting in the business is about 42 years old. I got in it at 21. So,
What are a couple of the steps that you have to do to kind of get into real estate?
well, you apply to take a local real estate course, and those can be all day and get done quickly, or you can go a couple of nights a week for about 6 months. And then once you complete that course, you take a state exam. And the exam gives you a real estate license by the licensing group out of Columbia, South Carolina, or out of Raleigh if you're in North Carolina. And then you go out and find a company to work for. And so, again, I'd be happy to go to career days. I love doing them, and I love talking to HOAs and sharing with them things that they can do to improve the neighborhood. The more the neighborhoods improve, the better business I have.
Right, and it improves the quality of life all the way around in our community.
Absolutely. So we're happy to do either of those things. And again, that number is 803-985-1240, or you can email me, Stephen@StephenCooley.com. We'll get you on our calendars for career days or HOA meetings, and I'll personally come to those and share my story or about the neighborhood. So I'd like to offer that to everybody. Thank you, and thank you for being on today's show. Again, we've got beautiful homes for sale in your area. Please stay tuned, and I'll be right back. I hope you've enjoyed watching the Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show. If you're interested in advertising your business on the program, please give us a call at 803-326-2777. Join us next week for more discussions on real estate topics and help in finding your perfect home. Thanks for watching.